Ladies and gentlemen, good morning and welcome to Gashi's Command TV. The absence of Rigathi Gachagua in Kenya political scene for the last few days is being felt. Anybody can know that Gachagua is away. Anybody can see that in the opposition there is a problem, truth be told. And William Ruto is very, very happy to actually utilize the absence of Rigathi Gachagua. And what is happening? He dispatched the Mount Kenya leaders in Naivasha to go and come up with strategies of how they are going to actually confront Rigathi Gachagua, how they are going to deconstruct Rigathi Gachagua, how they are going to use the advantage of his absence and actually endear themselves to Kenyans. In this video, I want us to look at the reason why the opposition cannot win any election without Rigathi Gachagua. I also want to show you what the opposition leaders lack. And when we talk about opposition leaders, now I'm talking about Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, Fred Matiang'i, and there is also David Maraga. These are the leaders who are actually expected to actually remove William Ruto from power. But without Gachagua, they cannot make it. And that one can be taken to the bank. Why are they wanting? What do they lack, ladies and gentlemen? Number one, if you look at all these leaders, they look like they are cowards. Truth be told. If you look at all these leaders, they fear William Ruto. In fact, some of them have not been confronting William Ruto. I was listening to Dede Nyoro yesterday, and Dede Nyoro is avoiding confronting William Ruto. When you look at Maraga, Maraga has actually not been confronting William Ruto. Same case applies to Matiang'i. They talk about other issues, but somehow they avoid actually tackling William Ruto. Just like the way we would see Gachagua doing, because when you look at Rigathi Gachagua anasema wewe Kasongo enda sijui nini, wewe mwizi, wewe sijui, wewe muuaji, they don't do it. They avoid it. And that is one weakness. Number two, they have failed to master courage and confidence. You look at them, they don't inspire. You look at Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, who is a lawyer and a good orator, but he is unable to take advantages of oratory skills. He is unable to take advantage of his loyal following. Because I expected them that they would come out very, very strongly and fill the void that was left by Rigathi Gachagua. Because if they don't do it, I'm telling you, they are going to fail terribly. Again, they lack what I would call the urgency. You know, when you look at Gachagua, you see even when he's talking, he's able to show Kenyans the urgency of winning the election, the urgency of actually ensuring that William Ruto is a one-term president. They lack that passion. But when you look at Rigathi Gachagua, one may argue is because Rigathi Gachagua was impeached. But whether he was impeached or not, in Gachagua, Kenyans can see the urgency of an alternative government. Again, when I look at their voice projection, some of them, they have challenges. Ni nani hapa unaweza linganisha na Rigathi Gachagua when it comes to voice projection? In fact, some of them prefer town hall meetings. And some of the people who are actually at the back do not hear what they are saying. I was looking at Maraga and Matiang'i and their voices. And I tell you, these leaders cannot be able to roll. You know, Kenyans prefer people who roll like lions. People prefer people who are courageous. People prefer people like Raila Odinga who rolls. When you look again at William Ruto, he rolls like a lion. Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, the same. Gachagua, the same. Gachagua, Nani has been trying. Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka has been trying. But he has not been measuring up to the expectation of what a good leader would do. Then, when you talk about charisma, do you see anyone who is charismatic here? Like Gachagua. How can they win elections if they are not charismatic? I was looking at Matiba, I was looking at Rubia, I was looking at Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. These guys had charisma. Even Amor Odinga, to be told, he had charisma. When you look at Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, the same case. Even William Samoei Ruto, he's charismatic. But now, the leaders who are in opposition, with all due respect, they need to improve as far as charisma is concerned. Then they lack something which I call political magnetism. A leader must have political magnetism. Let me explain what I mean by political magnetism. If, for example, Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta was to come out today, anywhere, whether in Mombasa or wherever, and he starts talking, all the media houses will run to hear what he's going to say. Everybody will stop. And everybody want to listen to what Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta is saying because of political magnetism. The same case applies to Amor Odinga. Amor Odinga, anytime he speaks, you see the media houses rushing, wanting to hear what he's saying. That magnetism that attracts people to the speaker, to their leaders, is lacking in the opposition. And anytime Rigathi Gachagua is there, you see the magnetism in Gachagua. He tries to pull people. People go where he is. And everybody is moving forward to listen to Rigathi Gachagua. So that's why I'm saying that it will be very, very difficult for the opposition to win any election without Gachagua. Then, when it comes to communication, they need to master communication. When you look at Gachagua, he's a master communicator. He's able to read the mood of the people. Look at the way he's actually tackling William Samoei Ruto in the diaspora. By the way, I'm told that the next destination after USA is UK. And William Samoei Ruto must be prepared for this. I'm told that people are eagerly waiting for Rigathi Gachagua. And they are struggling. And the funny thing is that Rigathi Gachagua, contrary to what the government wanted Kenyans to actually see or believe, Rigathi Gachagua is meeting all Kenyans, not Kikuyus. Yesterday, or is it the day before yesterday, he met the Abagusi community in Seattle. This is very, very encouraging. So that narrative of saying that he's meeting Kikuyus, no, it's not there. So when I talk about a master communicator, when you look at William Samoei Ruto, hate him or like him, when it comes to communication, the guy is good. Truth be told. And that is why he does not believe in those people who actually try to sell his policy. That's why he is a hands-on president, all hands on the deck. But now, I'm not saying that these guys are not good. I was just trying to point the weaknesses. I was just trying to point the gaps. Because for sure, for real, anybody can see that Gachagua absence is being felt. Gachagua's absence is palpable. You can feel it. You can see it. And want you to watch Rigathi Gachagua when he'll be coming back to Kenya. When he'll be coming to Kenya, he'll be welcomed like a king. I'm looking at Matiang'i. Matiang'i is a very good leader. But he is shying away. In fact, Matiang'i should have hit the road like yesterday. Matiang'i, for example, in Mount Kenya, is one person who would actually be easily welcomed. But it looks like he's shying away. Matiang'i needs to storm Githurai, needs to storm Kiambu, needs to storm everywhere. Because this guy is acceptable. Because if Matiang'i continues the way he's going, he'll easily be overtaken by David Maraga. David Maraga is coming out very, very strongly. Kalonzo Musyoka is also coming out very, very strongly. And that is why the opposition need to see that, in fact, Kenyans need to be assured that we are winning these elections. As I told you, don't underrate William Samoei Ruto. In fact, I've noted, even in Mount Kenya, even today, William Samoei Ruto has following. Not that much, but he has some following. That is the truth of the matter. And that is my take, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know what you think, but from where I sit, the opposition needs to up its games. This is Gashi Skyline. Till next time, see you.